You get it that everything's about energy, and we haven't spoken the specifics of this today, but we're going to do it right now. Everything that happens to you is law of attraction's response to your point of attraction.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how you got to the vibration that you're offering. It is, and law of attraction is responding to it. So if you're thinking, and some of the questions that you were asking just now are about what's going on right now and your awareness of them. And we want to say deliberate creation happens best in advance. In other words, we want you to prepare your grid in advance. We want you to deliberately chill in advance. We want you to deliberately meditate in advance. We want you to deliberately make lists of positive aspects. We want you to deliberately go general. We want you to take those moments where you can get off the road, so to speak. We don't want you doing your most deliberate thinking when you're going 135 miles an hour in a 55-mile-an-hour speed zone. In other words, but when you are lying in your bed, we've called it pre-paving for a very long time. So think in terms of doing your creating in your mind under the conditions that are the most conducive to ease and positive expectations, and then spend the rest of your time reveling in the universe's ability to deliver it to you. So if you're pre-paving in advance, and then you're letting the majority of your time as things are unfolding be time that you're noting, oh, look how well this is going, look how well this is going, look how well this is going, it will all come together in a really perfect way. So when you think about it, you get it that conceptually it is possible that there is a vibrational version of all things you want lurking in the wings, waiting for you to achieve vibrational alignment with it. Does that make sense to you? And when you establish a vibrational frequency that matches it, the grid begins to fill in. The first thing that happens is you feel an emotion. Now that's really an important thing to understand. The emotion that you feel is the first phase of that grid filling in. You get to feel it. The next thing that happens is you begin getting thoughts. Thoughts begin to flow into your mind. Ideas that feel exciting when you feel them. Impulses begin to come. I think I'll go there. I didn't plan it. I didn't plan to stop off there to meet the love of my life because I had no idea that he was there. The vortex knew. Source energy knew. My inner being knew. Everyone who is aware of vibration knew. But I didn't know because I've been beating the drum of loneliness. So I didn't know. But I focused upon something other than that subject that makes me feel lonely and drags me away from my vortex and holds me in vibrational alignment with something other than what I really want. I was focusing upon those unwanted things until I began focusing upon something that was easy to feel good about, something completely unrelated to anything that's really important to me. I wasn't worried about money. I wasn't worried about my lover coming. I wasn't worried about the economy. I wasn't worried about politics. I wasn't worried about anything. I was just focused upon something that sort of blissed me out in the moment, some really general, central to who I really am thought, got myself feeling really good, and then I got an impulse. Think I'll stop by here. Don't know why, just got the impulse. The grid is filling in, you see. The grid is filling in. You know how you don't want to eat all the food that you will eat for the rest of this physical life today? You want some of it, but not all of it. Well, you don't want everything that's in your vortex to fill in today either. You just want the perfect pieces at the perfect time. You just want, through the path of least resistance, the pieces of it. You want it to come in a steady stream. You want it to come effortlessly. You want it to come willingly. You want it to come consistently. But most of all, and this is our favorite part of a gathering like this, you want to be consciously aware that you have established a vibrational pattern that is allowing it to flow in. So what if you've got a habit? So what if that's the way things have been? So what if that's even the way they've usually been? So what? If your desire is different from that, let the way you feel trump it. In other words, mean more than that. So when you say, I care more about how I feel than about a manifestation this red hot minute, now you've got it figured out. If you mean it. So now we're explaining to you Stay with us. You're really going to like this. By the end of this day, you will understand this. And as you move forward in the next few days, things that you've been wanting will be realities, and you will understand it's because your vibration has shifted as a result of this understanding. So just softly listen and enjoy this explanation. So we've been talking recently about this vortex, and now we're telling you that where you stand, because of what you think and how you feel, you are creating a vibrational grid. It's like a framework of things that will fill in with manifestation. We'll fill in with more abundance. We'll fill in with more vitality. We'll fill in with more friends. We'll fill in with each and every detail of all of the things that you've been asking for that are right now, some of them, only a vibrational reality. And since you've been saying, Abraham, I appreciate the concept of the vibrational reality. I'll even go along with you and call it the vortex of creation. But until some of that stuff starts manifesting, I'm not feeling very excited about the concept of the vortex. And we say, well, then let's marry it with the concept of the grid. And as you prepare a vibrational nucleus, the contents of the vortex will flow right in and fill in your grid. Not all at once. You wouldn't want that. You don't want to eat all the food that you're going to eat for the rest of this life today, do you? You really don't. You want it to come incrementally and satisfyingly, but you don't want it all today. And you don't want the contents of your vortex to download into your experience all today. You don't. You want it to come incrementally. You want it to come naturally. You want it to be the next logical step. You want it, in fact, don't worry about it because it can't come otherwise. You want it to come when you're ready for it. And that's really what we're talking about. We're talking about how can you be ready for what you're asking for? Because almost all of you would say, I'm ready now. I'm ready to win the lottery. It's why I buy tickets every day. I'm ready to find my lover. I'm ready. And we say, if you are ready, it's happened. And if it hasn't happened, you're not ready. So what are you going to do to get ready? You got to stop doing that thing that you do that keeps you from being ready. I got to stop doing that thing I do that keeps me from being ready. What do you mean? You know, talking about the absence of what you want. That's that thing you do that keeps you from being ready. You don't mean to, but you keep practicing the vibration of the absence of what you want. And you got to cut that out. Well, that means I have no friends left. Because that's pretty much what we all talk about. Can't watch television. It's what they talk about. So what do I do? And we say, first, just accept that what you want is there. And that all you have to do is prepare yourself vibrationally. And just like water flows downstream, it will begin flowing into your experience. And then try just a little bit some of the things that we'll be talking about here today. And watch how some of those things that have been holding out begin coming in. And as you acknowledge, I can see how my deliberate effort, we use that word very softly, my deliberate effort, my deliberate focus, my deliberate caring about feeling good, so I deliberately contoured my thoughts into more general thoughts that felt better. I can see how this manifestation is a direct response of that, a direct response. And then it's really nice if you pay attention to all things that come, wanted and unwanted, because it's all the same. When something really wonderful happens, Esther would say, as these concepts were new to her, I did that. She just felt exhilarated. She could see the trail. And when something unwanted happens, she says, I did that. I did that too. It's the balance between, it's the not panicking when the path isn't obvious, and it's the acceptance that the path is always the right one, even if this path didn't lead you directly to what you think is your goal.
Okay.
And so, do you follow that? We think it's a wonderful thing that you found ease and something opened up. Mm-hmm. And you said, yes, this is what I'm looking for. And then you stepped into it. And if you will say, it's right for this reason, and it's right for this reason, and it's right for this reason, then you keep active in yourself all of those things, and you don't mess up your grid, and then more of what you're wanting will come. But if you say, well, it's right for this reason, but it's wrong for this reason, and it's right for this reason, and it's wrong for this reason, then you mess up your grid, and you hold yourself in a holding pattern that will eventually cause you to ask for yet another something. You're not ever going to get it done. You're not ever going to get it done. You're not ever going to be in that place where you say, oh, I'm in a perfect place. Because you can be in a place where you say, oh, this is way better than where I was before. But you know what the place you always want to stand in is? What you always want, the dynamics of the place that you're standing to be? This is fertile ground to want something more. Fertile ground to want something more, because you know what you want more than life itself, because it is the basis and the essence of life itself. You want a reason to want something more. We just want to help you wash away that feeling that if you're standing in a place where it's not everything that you want, that it's not an imperfect place, and that you haven't done something wrong in standing there, because you are on an eternal path of unfolding, and every step along the way is going to be stuff you want and stuff you don't want. It's like, we promise you, if you, let's say that you get on an airplane and you go to this perfect destination. Someone's picked it out for you. Maybe even someone like Esther, who's been to lots of places and knows where all the good stuff is. And so she says, come to this perfect place. And so you get there and you say, well, what are my choices? And your guide says, there are no choices for you. They've all been pre-made for you based upon what you put into your vortex. Everything that you've asked for is here. All the food that you want to eat is here, and we know everything you like best because we've been watching you eat. We know what you took more of, and we know what you spit back. We know everything that you want, and so only the things that you really, really like are here. And so everywhere you look, it's just going to please you. And you'd be happy on that island for about a week. For about a week. And pretty soon you'd be saying, but wait, I want to make no. This is as far as you go. This is what was in your vortex. This is everything that you've ever wanted is now being played out for you. But be satisfied with what's here, because there is no more. Are we suffocating you in the way we mean to? There is no more. Now, if that sounds like a place you want to go, then we want to talk to you for a few more hours today. But if you're getting the essence of what we're saying, that the zest of life is about the new choice that's evolving within you. But if you can temper that new choice that's within you, that isn't satisfied in manifestational form, with the knowledge that that's what the best of life is. It's about choices. If we can convince you that the pieces that are sort of missing in this new work is just a buffet to give you choices, that as they fall into place one by one, that's where you get that feeling of satisfaction. That's where you get that feeling of creation, that you've got your own hands in the clay. If you're not molding the clay, you're not who you are, you see. The vacation that we sent you to, where everything is perfect, is like the creator that has created a magnificent statue. There it is. That's my life's work. And you say, well, what are you going to do next? Nothing. Nothing. I worked on that my whole life. And there it is. Do you like it? Oh, yes, it's very beautiful. How much does it cost? Millions and millions of dollars, because I've worked on it my entire life. And there will never be anything else. That's it for me. That's it. That's it. That's it. It's perfect. We have enjoyed this interaction a lot. It has been a leading edge conversation where a lot of you have come into a new place of understanding. You feel like you've got something that you can go home with and apply. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, the things that we would have gotten that we feel that we could go home and apply are these. I can control the way I feel regardless of what's going on, and I seek to do that because the way I feel is everything. My emotions let me know my relationship with everything that I want. And when I control my emotion, I control my relationship with everything that I want. There is no other factor that exists anywhere in my time-space reality or elsewhere that affects the way things come to me or don't. I am singularly